Organizer of the 3rd Osan International Education Forum, Osan Foundation of Education, distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me to this important event. I will be sharing a topic on education for sustainable development, a case study of university, local communities, regional and international partnerships. I am Professor Dr. Yeong, Vice Chairperson of RCE Kuching, and also the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs and Alumni at the UCSI University in Malaysia. My presentation will focus mainly on education for sustainable development, which encompasses the 17 goals and targets of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. These goals and targets call for the international communities, countries and government to take proactive action in order to achieve the 17 SDG by the year 2030. As time doesn't permit, I will not talk too much into details of each goal, but to focus on the education needed to attain the Sustainable Development Goals. We are talking about education at the university, secondary schools, and at the local communities. Education for Sustainable Development, in short ESD, is a program of the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO. It aspires to focus on education for sustainability and global citizenship by year 2030, for learners to acquire the knowledge and skills to promote sustainable development. In the main areas of SDG Goal 4, Target 4.7, include such things as sustainable lifestyle, gender equality, promotion of peace and non-violence, global citizenship, and appreciation. UNESCO also developed a roadmap for ESD towards this aspiration. With this aspiration, the next question to be asked is how and who is to promote and implement ESD. Various stakeholders has taken this forward, including the United Nations University based in Tokyo, Japan, which has hosted a group of stakeholders forming the Regional Center of Expertise in Education in different countries with a network of formal, non-formal, and informal organizations that facilitate learning towards sustainable development at the local and regional communities. To date, there is a total of more than 180 such organizations and mostly hosted at university. Example is where I'm from, RCE Kuching at the UCSI University in Malaysia. RCE Kuching is founded in September 2018 and has actively involved in ESD since then. For now, I would like to take a step back and explain the 5 priority action areas of the UNESCO roadmap for ESD. Priority Action Area 1, focusing on advancing policies to mainstream ESD in the policies and curriculum. This refers to education departments and ministry of countries to incorporate ESD into the national education, teaching, and learning. Priority Action Area 2 talks about transforming the learning environment to incorporate the SDG. This may include examples such as changing practices in lab practicals, in reducing the use of environmentally harmful chemicals. Canteen and food centers at school could use stainless steel straw to replace plastic straw, or to encourage people to bring their own reusable containers for takeaways. To continue, Priority Action Area 3 of the roadmap for ESD focuses on building the capacity of educators, as they are needing to fully understand ESD for SDG before imparting knowledge and action to the students and learning communities. Universities could further contribute in this capacity building by designing teaching training programs in SDG. Priority Action 4 emphasizes to us the need to empower and mobilize our youth towards SDG by giving them a suitable platform to take action and to suggest action. Many of time in countries such as us in Asia, our students and youth have to be encouraged to have their own ideas and voices, especially in speaking out about the future of their world and the environment. Schools and universities have the roles to build safe platform for our students to come forth and advocate their ideas. Priority Action 5 calls to accelerate the local level action by engaging the local communities, authorities, schools, and people towards SDG. By having events and dialogues with the communities, a two-way understanding and communication will be achieved and the way forward for SDG. This is indeed a high calling. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to talk about the case study on how RCE Kuching is attempting to realize these 5 action areas of the roadmap of ESD for SDG 2030. RCE Kuching was formed on September 2018, recognized by the United Nations University. It runs various programs from the Eco-Campus program to the program with RCEs in the Asia-Pacific region. RCE Kuching is hosted by the UCSI University at Kuching, Sarawak, in the East Malaysia on the Borneo Island. Around the city of Kuching, Sarawak River runs through it with 2 main branches, which are the left branch and the right branch of the Sarawak River. RCE Kuching focuses our SDG work on the left branch of the Sarawak River with villages and people. A total of 5 villages and 5 schools in the area is under our care. You can see from the map that the villages locate along the left Sarawak River. For your information, rivers in Sarawak have been used for transportation of people and goods from the city to the inner towns, even until today, as rivers are the most versatile and the most economical forms of transportation. People that live along the rivers use it also for washing, fishing, and even for cultural events and celebration. The rivers are affected by increasing population and development. Water from the river is extracted for agriculture. With increasing population and with the increase in the number of construction and development, pollution to the rivers is unavoidable and is also on the increase. Indeed, rivers are very important assets to the environment and livelihoods of the riverine communities. With our work on the Sarawak River, RCE Kuching has 5 important main programs as listed on the slide. I will share with you how ESD for SDG has been incorporated into this program at the university, local communities, and even at the regional and international levels. To realize ESD for SDG, we have designed our programs toward 5 steps. First, create awareness. Second, to impart knowledge, followed by encouraging the community to articulate their own aspirations towards SDG, which we hope to see behavioral change at the community level and even for sustainable policies. And lastly, a successful ESD for SDG will result in the group taking and forming their own action. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a saying that we should always walk the talk when we want others to follow a path. In this case, ESD for SDG. RCE first program starts at our own university in Kuching by promoting an eco-campus program and practices the 5 Rs. Example, such as plastic drinking bottles are discouraged, plastic straws are not available at the dining area, we have paperless administration, and we recycle files. This immediately creates an awareness among the university students and our staff, the importance of SDG. During the first phase, many awareness talks were organized for SDG and the communities to bring importance of SDG to the community and the university together. The second phase then focuses on the local communities, where the Sarawak River Arts Competition is organized every year with schools and communities with themes on protecting the environment, culture, and people. School children from primary and secondary schools send in their artworks, paintings, sculptures, poetry, and songs to take part in the competition. Through the expression in their artwork, school children and young adults understand the importance of rivers to their livelihoods and culture, and hopefully will put an early awareness to them on SDG. Activities such as this involve the whole community and translate SDG to the local level. Further to this, as RCE Kuching focuses on the rivers, a river water quality program was initiated with the local children to have them collect river water and testing the quality of the river with instrument and recording it. This creates great interest among the children in understanding that it is important to protect the rivers and the environment and not take our environment for granted. The fourth thing that RCE Kuching do is to build the capacity of our youth to enhance the roles of youth in SDG. We believe youth voices are important, such has been stated at the UNESCO roadmap for ESD in SDG, and we use the DPSIR model to formulate our initiative and action. Driver, pressure, state, impact, and responses are used to study the current challenges, analyze various factors affecting the SDG, and to study the impact of any intervention and solution for the intended responses. We realize that at the beginning, our youth are already interested to take charge of their environment, as they understand that what we do today will affect their future. However, not all youth has the same SDG awareness. The pressure is to then the youth that remain silent in action, we need to make them voice out. It is also stated that university forms a great platform for this youth to further advance into SDG, as university can bring platform with students, alumni, future employers, and also organization to realizing the SDG. It is indeed with this idea that the RCE Youth Ambassador Program was formed, and it was set up with responses to achieve and to have more youth engagement in the events of SDG and youth development for community program in SDG. The formation of RCE Kuching Youth Ambassador Program successfully transformed our students from not aware of SDG to becoming trainers and facilitators of SDG projects at the primary and secondary school. The youth ambassadors are also acting as a catalyst, role models to other youth in the communities, together to take action for SDG. They have moved forward even to the regional level by participating in the Regional Youth Challenge programs for SDG. University is indeed a very important platform for youth in SDG. Currently, as RCE Kuching, we have initiated a platform at the Asia-Pacific region with the theme of Rivers, Water, and Livelihood, which see the RCE celebrating the World Water Day in March and the World Rivers Day in September. We have speakers from Germany, China, Australia, New Zealand, India, and Malaysia sharing information, policies, and experiences in SDG with our participants. The two celebrations sees to the participation of 16 RCEs with 416 participants from 17 countries. The lesson we took away from here is that the RCE Asia Pacific platform is important for the local communities across nations to be aware and share experiences on SDG. And even more importantly, countries in the Asia-Pacific region range from low-middle income to high-income nation Each have their different challenges and their different strategies for ESD in SDG. A question was asked by the organizer of this event on the changes in our communities after the implementation of our programs. I attempt to list down on the slide the most important impacts with the different stakeholders. These impacts range from improved awareness to positive behavioral change, to building leadership and teamwork among the youth, emphasize on partnerships and collaborations, resource sharing, and most importantly, these communities are all working towards the same SDG goals, which we need to achieve by year 2030. The future plans of RCE Kuching is to continue to translate ESD to the community. We may want to communicate the impact of our programs through structured impact studies and continue to sound out SDG with platform for the youth, local and regional communities. With this, I hope that I have been able to share with you the case study of RCE Kuching in impacting changes at the local communities through education for sustainable development. And we hope to be able to learn also from others in the event of education. We would like to record our appreciation again to Osan Education Foundation for organizing this important event and for having RCE Kuching. Your theme on local education, community, and future education go the way together is indeed very timely. Congratulations and thank you. Stay safe and best wishes from RCE Kuching.